Welcome to Fear Babes Podcast, a paranormal podcast founded and hosted by Fear fan members.
All thoughts and opinions are strictly our own, and we are not affiliated with any shows in any way.
My name is Burgundy.
My name is Madeline.
And we are
the Fear Babes. Hey. Long time no chat.
Backstreet's back.
Alright!
Annie, do you have anything to say to the people? Okay, thank you.
Thank you for nothing.
Now she's all up, in my shit. I should have left her alone. She also has nose stuff on my mic. Hold on.
Ew.
Asthma.
Asthma.
What about you? Any words for the listeners? He walked away.
Well, sayonara, bitch.
That's gonna be a hard pass, my dudes.
He doesn't really have much to say on the podcast, but he does when it's not the podcast.
Diesel's a mute. He doesn't say anything ever.
He's mute?
Yeah. Have you, if I try to have him speak, I've tried to teach him to speak before, and he just, moves his mouth and no sound comes out. Maybe
I should say that he doesn't, speak, but he definitely, shows his communication skills in a different way. He's kicking the door. He's doing some crazy shit.
He punches doors all the time. What's wrong with you?
He's crazy, man. Something's, not right.
He snuggles up, the last couple of days if I come home from work for lunch, he will, rub his head on my shirt. And I'm like, stop it. And Mom's like, he just wants to smell like you. And I'm like, I don't care. Aww. He's the size of me, so he's gotta stop it.
Yeah, he's big.
I'm like, well, he's not the size of me, guys. He's the size of half of me, so
he's muscly though.
He is. He's a strong boy. He's a strong one.
Yeah.
And then there's Annie. She's my little chunk. She's 10. She's old, so it happens.
Like Dutta. She's a chunky.
Did you call her Dutta?
Yeah, that's her new nickname. It's been her new nickname for the past couple months. I can't stop. I call her Dutta.
Dutta.
She knows what it means.
Diesel Henry. Absolutely not. Yes, what? Did you hear him huff at me just now?
Yeah.
Bitch.
That's crazy.
Do not talk back. He brought this lamb toy in here and he's trying to shred it and he hasn't shredded. He got it for Christmas. He has not shredded it until right now. Fucking psycho.
That is honestly insane, and he deserves jail time. Would you like to tell the listeners what you've been up to this last month?
Dying and crying.
Legit?
50-50.
Actually.
Fucking hell. Okay. So this is... For context, this is on the heels of... I literally just got done at a neurology appointment. Hold on. Fixing my headphones. So just found out that I have to get Botox for my migraines. And the reason that I'm about it is because... Diesel, can you stop, please? I'm going to kick y'all out of here if you don't behave yourselves. Yeah, shut up. Yeah. To you too. Yeah, bye. Anyways. Annie, stop. So, Botox is the very last thing I can try. I've tried everything, and I've failed everything. And Botox is our last option. And so, I know that might not seem like a big deal to a lot of people, but I'm not even 30 yet, and I do not want my migraines to become a disability. It's I don't know, I guess I'm having a quarter-life crisis about my migraines right now. It's really how I'm feeling. So mind you, this is day 7 in a row of having one. So, I've been having speech problems today, got a visual aura, which I never get, by the way, so that's how you know it's bad. Severely nauseated, heavily medicated. It's the only reason I'm functioning right now. Because I've been putting off Botox. I knew I was going to end up here eventually, but I've been putting it off because it's our last thing. Like I said, it's the last thing I can do. I've tried everything. I've failed everything. I don't know what it is about my body and medication, but it'll work for a couple months and then I get, like, immune to the meds. Or my body gets used to it and it just doesn't work anymore. I don't know. Like, Tylenol, ibuprofen does nothing for me. I've tried injections. I've tried injectable medications. I've tried monthly meds. I've tried daily meds. I've tried rescue meds. I failed it all. So I've been putting off Botox because it's my last thing. I don't have options after that.
And, like, also for the viewers as well, or listeners, should I say, as well, is that Bergie, like, literally has a pretty strict diet that she has to follow as well. So, like, that's not even a part of her issue either. Like, no, this is literally everything.
I want to live a normal life. I don't want to have my migraines become so much of a problem I can't have a normal job. Like, I don't think people realize how much migraines actually affect your daily life.
Yeah.
When you're having them the way I am. Can you hear Diesel punching the fucking door? Like,
yep.
Anyway, she's throwing a fit because I kicked him out. Yeah, I just don't. I'm hoping Botox works. I'm nervous because it's my last step. There's nothing else we can do after this other than maintain what does work. You know, because I've had, like, MRIs and everything, and there's, like, nothing physically causing these. So, like, not, like, maybe, believe it or not, guys, my brain's normal. I wouldn't believe it either, but medically speaking, it is. There's, like, nothing in there that's causing this. So, there's, like, you know, he gave me another fucking vitamin to take. Like Mads says, I have a lot of food intolerances, so I already eat pretty strictly, and so,
like,
yeah, I'm in a weird spot.
Like, I don't think, like, I know that we've talked about it on the podcast, but, like, as someone who is privileged, like, I didn't realize just how privileged I was to A, not have migraines, and B, to not have any allergies that I'm aware of necessarily, except, like, stupid things like latex. I mean, like, what am I supposed to do about that? But, like, or adhesive, those two are pretty crazy. But those are very minuscule in comparison to having to watch everything you eat. Like, when we go on trips and we go to the grocery store, like, she has to look at every single ingredient in every single product. So, like, a 10-minute trip can be, like, 45 minutes. People genuinely.
Like, do you want me to make you something? I'm like, if you send me a list of every single ingredient that you use.
Yeah. Unless, like, it's something, like, basic of basic, aside from, like, meat.
So fruit,
like,
and veggies are safe.
Yeah, fruit and veggies are safe.
Except for the ones that are natural migraine triggers.
Right.
I have to avoid.
So, like, I can safely say that we're probably going to eat steak and asparagus in Pennsylvania.
I love steak and asparagus. That was, like, one of
my love steak. I love steak. And, like, the butter that you use, like, there are ways, like, to make it good, right? But, like, I also don't eat that way every day, because there are foods that, like, you have made that has nothing to do with you but everything to do with me that I didn't like. Because I'm so privileged, I can just eat the most. I can go into Taco Bell and get anything off that menu and be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I may have some bathroom issues later, but, like, you get what I'm saying. Like, it's incomprehensible to the average person until you're, like, with someone and you're seeing it. So, like, this is, like, not a joke. This isn't just, oh, my head hurts. This is, like, actually, guys, like, it's actually, like, not
a problem.
It's actually a thing. It's legitimate.
Like, there is, like, if I don't make my own food, or my mom, because she has all the same problems I do, everything I put on in my mouth is a risk. Everything. Yep.
Like,
it doesn't matter. Like, I could go to a restaurant and be like, can I get a salad, no dressing? Still risky move, because you're having it made in a place of cross-contamination.
Right. I was about to bring up in Wyoming when my dumb fuck ass My sleep deprived, smooth brain ass dropped cheese on Bergie's, like full dairy cheese, just regular, degular grocery store cheese. And I dropped it on her little fucking pan. And she was like, no, it's cross contaminated now. And I was like, I was like,
saving that one.
I was like, fuck, dude, that was the only one. Like, how does one, aka me, manage to fuck that?
Damn it. Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
It's
but it ended up being okay, thank God.
It did, yeah.
But like, jeez Louise.
Jeez.
Just had to torch it first.
Yeah. No. And burn it off.
Like, it's not funny, but like, you have to, I feel like you have to see like the good and even the worst. Like, okay, yeah, that sucked, but nothing happened, thank God. So like that situation, yeah, we can look back at it and be like, hee hee ha ha. You know,
like, even to your statement too. So I'm like, obviously, I'm not upset about it or anything, but it's just like it's kind of like a fuck moment for me because, like I said, I've been putting it off as long as I can. There was like 2 other meds he mentioned to me, and one of them was like they usually actually use them for seizures. However, he's like, he found out about my kidney stone history, and he's like, I can't even give this to you because it'll cause kidney stones. Yeah. So I'm like, every issue that I have causes my other issues to be more problematic because, like, my heart issue, for example, migraines elevate your blood pressure, and high blood pressure can give you migraines, and so my heart issue probably causes I have intermittent tachycardia, which is just your heart gets irregular, like beats too fast at random times for no fucking reason. And so like my heart doing that can cause me a migraine, and my migraines can cause my heart to do that. So you just get stuck in a fucking loop. So anyways, it's not like I'm not like, oh my god, my life's ending or anything weird like that, right? But I'm just like, fuck.
I mean, it's definitely a valid kind of like, fuck what's
concern happening. Yeah. So, on the other hand, because I said, right, I don't want my migraines to become a disability. Because I'm not even fucking 30 yet, dude. I'm going to do everything in my power to prevent that, right? I can control what I put in my body, or on my body, because, fun fact, MSG's on shit y'all don't even think about. Like, fucking lotion, soap, conditioner. Y'all don't think about these things. These are things I have to think about. My whole life. I can control exercising and being healthy. I can control my water intake. I can take vitamins to hopefully assist. And so I'm just like a little, I can control how much sleep I get. Like, I'm going to do everything in my power to prevent these things. Here's the kicker. I already do all of that, right? Mm-hmm. Since the 25th of March. So how long ago was that?
Last Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Thursday.
What, a week and a half?
Mm-hmm.
Since the 25th of March, I've taken 7 out of 9 rescue pills that I get on a monthly basis.
Fuck.
They will not... The pharmacies, insurance, healthcare will not give you more than 9 in a 30-day time span because they don't know the effects it'll have on your body.
Ah. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that it's like, it's crazy out here.
So these are very realistic problems that some people deal with.
Yeah.
And other people don't have to think about it at all. And so I'm not trying to say one thing or another. I'm just, hopefully somebody out there feels less alone now.
Yeah, it puts it into some sort of perspective because I think some people like perhaps have an opinion. Like, obviously I can genuinely say I've never thought this way, but I do know some people do think this way, where they're like, oh, it's just a really bad headache. It's like, no, it's
definitely not.
I wish it was only that. I mean, I've never had a migraine, so I have no idea, but
do you want to tell that to the little gray worm that's wiggling in my lower left vision right now?
Right. Yeah, like, how the fuck... Like, I don't know. It's a lot, and I'm glad you stated that on the podcast, because, like, this is another reason why we needed to have as long of a break as we did, because both of us were kind of burnt out, and Bergie has also been, like, pushing really hard at work. She's had a lot of factors against her, so we really needed to just take a breather, you know?
It's good for the mentals.
It's good for the mentals. Unfortunately, she's here with a migraine on her first day back, which really sucks.
I'm here, y'all. I'm doing the damn thing. That's all that matters.
So far, you're not slurring your words, which is really impressive. But
well, that's honestly surprising because you should have heard me 2 days ago. Like, fucking bad, dude.
yeah,
Like, I don't know. Somehow I traded the speech aura for the visual aura today, which is fine by me, given we're recording. But
right.
other than, again, the little gray worm wiggling in the lower left of my I keep trying to look at it, and I'm like, oh, it's part of the... Okay.
You're like,
what's that?
oh,
Just
yep.
kidding. Yeah, I've been having memory, like, recall issues. The connection between my, brain and mouth is very problematic this week, so...
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Do you know what part of the problem is, though?
What?
It was 70 degrees last week, and it's been snowing for the last 3 days.
Yep, that'll do it. Dude, the pollen is so bad, it literally snows pollen.
Oh, yeah, you sent me that video.
It is literally yellow outside. There is a yellow hue. It is so bad.
Close. Yeah, the weather is being a fucking bitch, and I'm over it, but pollen just sounds not fun. So yeah, anyways, other than migraines, just been trying to life, you know. I've been actually in the month of March, I went to Denver like 3 fucking times.
Yeah, you did.
My brother lives in Denver now, so shout out Toad. But we went there because he was supposed to move to Texas, and he went for a week and didn't like it, so he came back to Denver. So we went there just to see him. It had been like 2 weeks after he left. 3, actually. And then me and his friends went and surprised him for his birthday, which was the weekend after. And then I just went to a hockey game last weekend, which was so much fun. Oh my gosh. I'm not a sports girly, but hockey's fun to watch.
Hockey is so fun to watch. Like, they be getting in those fights, man. It's hilarious.
I know.
They have to be put in the bully box.
Yeah, there was one, so obviously because of my geographical area, we went to a Colorado Avalanche game, so, and they played against, I want to say it was St. Louis, but there was one time, like, they got in a scuffle, or a kerfuffle, or a fight, whatever you want to call it, and, like, the guy's helmet flew off.
Shoo.
I know, I was like, alright, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, I haven't been to a hockey game in probably like, I think it's been 10 years. No cap.
Dude, you should go to one.
I really want to. I actually was trying to get my brothers to go back during the early winter, really. And they wouldn't do it. They were like, yeah. And then every time I would be like, so. Because, like, there's the Carolina Hurricanes, and then there's I don't know if it's like, it's not Little League, but it's like, there's another, it's not a part of the NHL, should I say, and it's the Charlotte Checkers. They're the ones.
Like, is it just local? Because we have, our community college has a team too, so.
Yeah, it's not college, though, because the guys are, like, even in their 30s and shit.
Oh, okay.
So they range from like our age to upper 30s maybe. Mm-hmm. So like, I don't know who they play, but I mean, people obviously go and support them because the Carolina Hurricanes are in Raleigh, which is super far for like just a night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
well, that's what we had to do for the Avalanche game. We had to go spend the night down there.
Yeah. I don't know if I would want to do that.
We didn't have to, because the game was at 2:30 in the afternoon. So It was over
Yeah.
at like 5-ish, I think. And so we could have drove back, but we would have got home at like 10
Dude,
p.m.
yeah, which isn't that bad, but like I am so spoiled with living in the area that I do. Like, honestly, with how much occurs in the Charlotte area, you would think Charlotte is the capital of North Carolina, and that's not the case. It's actually Raleigh. And like, I'm just so used to being able to be like, oh, hey, do you want to go to a Panthers game next Sunday? Let's do it just for the fuck of it because they're going to lose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so spoiled
Yeah.
with that where it's like, go to Raleigh. I don't want to. Like, you know what I'm
Fair
saying?
enough. Yeah, that's fair.
Because if I'm going to drive like 2.5 hours, I'm going to the fucking beach. I'm not
kidding,
going to
dude.
Raleigh.
That's what I would do. Yeah, if I had that opportunity, that's 100% what I would do.
Yeah. But,
Dude.
you know.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of beach, I don't know. It's kind of correlated. When we went for Tate's birthday, we went to the aquarium.
Yes.
And for like the first time ever, I touched a stingray.
Really?
Well, the baby rays, right? Because they let you touch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I touched them for the first time ever. Oh my god. First of all, they're so silky.
They are very silky.
I didn't know. I was like, oh my gosh. But also the little guy that I touched, he kept coming back to us. And then when we would like go to like pet him, he would like move into it, like push into it. You're like a little puppy. I was like, oh, I want to take you home.
Little water puppies.
He is a water puppy. So yeah, now I love rays. So
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, like, if they don't sting you, they're cool. But, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what's funny is I've been to the Bahamas, and there's a beach down there where they're just like hang out, and people will go and like feed them and stuff. Like you put squid between your toes, and they'll come eat them off your feet.
Ew.
Yeah, so I went with some friends one time, but I was afraid because I was like, oh, because you know they just pivot so fast. I'm like, this one's gonna hit me on accident. I know it'll be accident, but I'll freak out. So I'm not doing that. But yeah.
Yeah, I love aquariums. They're so fun.
I know. Well, it's fucking because we're Pisces, man.
Yeah.
That's why. Because I was like, I have to go.
We'll see.
My brother in.
I've actually, let me think here. Since we last talked, I have been to the coast twice and to the mountains once.
See, look at you.
That is the benefit, though, of like why it would be hard to give up where I live. Because I can do anything within a very short amount of time that other people have to travel days for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or a day for. And, you know, I just, the coast speaks to me, and just like the calmness of the ocean and the salt water and just the air, like as soon as you step out from wherever you are and you can just immediately feel the ocean air on your face. It's just like incredible, and so like if you've never experienced it, it's just indescribable. It just is so homey. I can't explain it, but it feels like I'm in the right place when I'm near the ocean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I went to Charleston for the first time in 5 years.
How was that?
Let me just say that it has become very touristy. It's the same city, of course, but it is slam packed with traffic and people everywhere. And we went for my birthday. So my birthday was on a Thursday this year. So Mom and I drove down there and we stayed for the weekend. And even on a Thursday, we got down there at like 1 o'clock. Let me just put this in perspective. Charleston is on a peninsula. It doesn't take very long to get from one side of the city to the other on a typical like day, and like from what I remembered in the past, you know. But it took us like 20 minutes to get from one side of the city to the other. just because of like back-to-back traffic. And like people were so rude and just so unnecessary. It was so ridiculous. I have never in my life.
The traffic thing, and the reason I was like, it's because I'm like, you were just, it's funny to me. Okay.
It is funny.
So,
it's funny after you go somewhere where there isn't any, and then you come back, and then you're like, this is dumb.
well, it's funny to me because you were just literally like talking about how it's hard to give up where you live, your area, and then you're like, and then the traffic, we're in stop and go traffic, and I'm like, that's why it's hard to give up where I live.
Yeah, exactly. Like we are so fortunate to live in the places that we live. Like, truthfully.
For various reasons.
But like for
Never the same
different
reasons. Yeah.
It's so different. Like there's pros and cons to each. But like,
oh yeah, for sure.
it's just one of those things where like I used to, back even 5 years ago, this is the crazy part. 5 years ago, I had went in 2020, 2019, and 2018. I went to Charleston twice in 2018, once or twice in 2019, and once in 2020. And I can tell you, out of all those times, those are not the only times I've ever been to Charleston, but out of all those times, it was nothing like this ever. Never, ever. So I don't know what happened. I think a lot more people have moved down from up north, which is what we're experiencing in the South here recently. We're having a lot of unfriendly visitors coming and pitching tents and building like houses and buying property for way more than it's worth, buying all of our land and farmland up and building all these unnecessary subdivisions and just ridiculous bullshit. And I think it's spilling over into Charleston and like South Carolina, and it really is sad. That's the only thing I will say, is that like Charleston was supposed to be like this trip where it was like so calming and nice. And I would say majority of that trip was still calming and nice, but the parts that weren't were so ridiculously absurd. Like, just for instance, let me just give you guys a perspective of what we're dealing with here. Not shaming anybody who's from up north. And by up north,
no, I'm just kidding.
And by up north, actually kind of, but like not, I'm talking like New York, New Jersey. Okay. Some of y'all have got to get yourselves together. Not everybody, but some people. Because when we were in a parking deck, I had breakfast reservations, and it's next to the infamous King Street. Red flag number 1. Didn't look that up when I had tried to see the location on the map. I thought it was in a different part of town. Don't ask me why. King Street is notorious for the expensive shops. Of course, it's going to bring people in that are rich and snobby and fucking just dicks altogether. Well, me and Mom drove all the way to the top. First of all, why this parking garage let us pull a ticket, I don't know. But we went all the way up to the top of this parking garage. Not a single parking spot in sight. As Mom passes by, and I mean didn't even fully pass by this vehicle, we saw that somebody was starting to pull out. We're like, hell yeah, we're going to make our reservation on time because of this person that just so coincidentally pulled out. Mom goes to back up. This lady zooms up behind us, parks her vehicle, and would not move so my mom could back up to get in that spot. Yep.
No.
Looked at that tag, motherfucker. It was somebody up north.
That's so annoying.
Oh my. Like, I looked at Mom and I said, I have worked at a mall. Back in the day, it was the most popular mall in the Charlotte area. One of them, I should say. I have dealt with some crazy ass people cutting me off parking and all this shit, but I have never had somebody pull up behind me, park their vehicle, and like she also like flung her seatbelt off and was like throwing her hands up and doing crazy shit. Gosh. And I told Mom, I said, I've never seen that before. Like, is this really what our area, like, is this what is going to happen to like the South? because all these mean people are going to come down here. Like, and again,
yikes, bro.
let me just re-emphasize, this is not everybody, but I've had a lot of bad experiences in the last year or two where I'm like, what is happening? Is the world just getting meaner, or is it literally the people? Like, what? But aside from that, the trip was great. We had a great time. It was cold and then hot and then rainy and then cold. I was like, great, this is awesome. I love when it's cold. And
I love when it's cold outside.
we also
I'll trade you.
Yeah, I know. It's warm right now and it's so insufferable in this house that I'm in. But
41 outside, my dude.
send it over, please. Send it over.
Gifts of snow too, so.
Dude, the wasps are starting to come out. The bees.
Ew.
Oh yeah, it's all starting already. But we went to the mountains last weekend. That's like a different world because in the mountains, like in the Carolinas, mean people aren't there yet. So it was a totally different environment. Everyone was so nice. And I have decided that when you finally come to North Carolina to do the Tour de Carolina, should I say? We're going to that town.
Okay.
For the mountain portion. But yeah, love it. Adore it. And aside from that and like school, I feel like it's been so busy, but not, but yes. But no.
Right. But no, but yes.
Yeah.
But kind of, yeah.
I love how we talked about for 30 minutes about migraines. And then we talked about parking and Charleston being chaotic.
Shit happens, bro. This is what happens. We don't talk for a fucking month.
It's
like,
so crazy.
Voice to voice.
It's true. Like we do talk every day, but like not voice to voice. It's texting, and even then, like I'm not the best texter, except when I've got things on my mind. I'm like back to back text, like earlier.
Yeah.
Bloop, 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 and you're like, I'm trying to fucking sleep.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh God. But I will say overall, I'm just gonna keep talking and chatting and whatever just to hear myself talk, I guess, because I never hear myself talk anymore. Our season 6, I am so fucking excited about, dude.
It's gonna be killing.
Like, I'm so fucking excited about this. Like, I don't think you guys understand. This is like my stomping ground. This is everything to me. Do you want to tell the people what it is, Berg?
Season 6. First of all, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, sometimes I'm like, so, here's another sad story for you so we can kill some time too.
Stories.
Here we go. So, Madeline came out to Wyoming almost a year ago.
Yep, which is wild.
Dun, dun, dun. And we went to Cody, Wyoming. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I'm stopping and being dramatic now. Anyway, so my cousin's girlfriend got us into the rodeo when we went there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this past weekend, my aunt and uncle were passing through to go visit my cousin at college because he's in lacrosse. He's playing a game. They brought his girlfriend with them. Same girlfriend, okay? We never got to really, like, interact with her when she got us into the rodeo, right? And so there was a whole point to this story, and I lost it. So I'm going to keep talking, and hopefully it comes back to me. Oh, fuck.
Shit.
Oh, I remember. Okay.
Good.
So she came with them to go see him, and so we all went out to dinner, and we were just chit-chatting, making small talk, whatever, and I brought up the podcast, right? And, because I brought up to my aunt and uncle that we were going to be vendors this year at Penhurst. And Mom was like, how long have you been doing the podcast now anyways? And I was like, only like a year. And Mom's like, no, it's been 2 years. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's been 2 years? So what? But yeah, literally this month, 2 years ago, we bought like our intro music and we were getting ready to start the podcast and we bought our microphones and
Show was.
we're at season 6. We're at 70 episodes. Like, this is fucking crazy, Mads, if you really think about it.
Yeah, it's like I'm going to be completely honest and transparent. Like, even though I wanted to do this for a while, I just wasn't sure it would ever get past the 1 year-ish mark, because you just never know.
Yeah.
With like how people take things, and like regardless, we still have done this for ourselves first. Because we thought it would be such a cool project, and just kind of like make ourselves, like, we just kind of tested our creative side, you know? I feel like we've grown a lot as far as like editing has gone. I mean, yes, that could always get better, but like we've taught ourselves a lot. We've dipped our toes in a lot. We've met a lot of people, talked to a lot of people, a lot of awesome creators who we can now sincerely call friends, to where it's just like, it's been such a journey. And I have to say, honestly, like, past the 1 year mark, when we did our season 4, which was our huge season where we interviewed all those people, like, that was my favorite season yet.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, this one might come in a close second, but it's so unbelievable. And like, some people may think that we're going so fast with seasons, but each season has between 15 to like 18 episodes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fucking, we, up until we took this last break, like, we started in October and we didn't stop.
Yep. Every single week.
Through up until March.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of, like, we took, like, Thanksgiving weekend and the weekend before off because of various life reasons and also the holiday. Like,
yep.
That was it. Like,
that's that.
So,
yeah.
We kind of earned it, I feel like, but whatever. So, anyways, season 6, what are we doing? Well, of course, Project Fear is still posting episodes, right? So, we will review those in our normal reviewing format, as in if they put out 2 episodes at one location, we'll just review after the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, guys. The Sam and Colby Nevada State Prison episode, we will review it. Don't worry, okay? But other than that, on the off weeks of No Project Fear, we will be doing History's Mysteries.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What does that mean? What does that mean, you ask? That means we're going to talk about things like the pyramids. Did aliens build them? The world may never know.
We've got stuff like that. The Salem witch trials. Because what sparked this idea is that we really like diving deeper into things. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but we like to get off topic and like kind of let our minds take us down crazy rabbit holes, right?
Should we do Atlantis?
We absolutely should. Write it down, send it to me, and I'll put it in our notes.
Okay, I'm doing it right now.
We're actually going to try, and I mean like roughly try, to do chronological order as far as these events in history go. But I just kind of, mentioned to Bergie one time, I was like, the pyramids, they're so fascinating. Like, what if they were paranormally motivated? What if they were... Of course, there are so many things I can't wait to get into because I've already been doing some research, but there are things to counteract the alien theory, but there are also a lot of evidence that also like proves that maybe it's not aliens, but it could be something else. So I'm really looking forward to that. But it's just little things like that. We have, the Salem witch trials. It's such a spooky, and I'm just mentioning the big events in history, right? Like the ones that are infamous within the paranormal community. So like we got the Salem witch trials. Super fascinating topic. If you really look into it, it's so interesting to question whether or not it was truly, again, paranormally motivated. And if you've noticed, every single topic that I'm mentioning may or may not have a paranormal motivation that we will dig into. That's the whole purpose.
We should look into this suicide forest in Japan.
Write it down. Write it down, because like I am so obsessed with these things, and these are things that, like, history with it itself is just so fascinating. Another one that we're going to be doing is the burning of the Library of Alexandria, which there is just so much. Like, I don't want to say anything, but again, it all leads down to paranormally motivated. What was the purpose? Like, why was so much information lost? Why does it seem like we're backtracking? There's just a lot of whys. And of course, none of our answers or any of the information that we give you are going to be affirmative. We may give you our opinion, but we want you guys to really just get your brains and those wheels a turning. Because let me tell you, when you start looking at history, it really is so mind-blowing what doesn't add up and what doesn't make sense. So that is why we're doing that this season. Woo! I'm so excited. I'm just, I'm getting so tickled. I just can't wait.
Good. I promise I'm here, but I'm trying to be here, but I'm not here right now, but I'm trying so hard.
Honestly, just thank you for letting me go down my little rant, because
I just don't want people to be like, Berg is so quiet right now. Guys,
she's going through a lot.
Okay, I'm just medicated. We're just going with that, okay?
She's going through a lot.
Yeah. It just, like, kind of hit me, like, 10 minutes ago.
Totally fine.
What's up?
It's okay. That's why I'm like, you guys are going to hear a lot of me, because, yeah, I'm excited. Bergie's medicated. This is everything to me. I'm just super pumped about all of it. I'm
excited too. I promise I am.
Thank God, because like a part of me,
different day.
A part of me was like, is this too much of a mad season? Because this is like I have so much interest in history. Like, I've studied it for as long as I can remember, just being so absorbed in it, obsessively.
Certain pieces of history. So here's the thing is, like, with this, I mean, these are things I've all heard about, right? But, like, probably once we start doing more research, I will become more involved, just because I'll learn new things I haven't learned yet, which I just haven't taken the time to do yet, right? So, where was I going? Oh, yeah, so me and Mom were talking about, like, next year I turn 30, she turns 50. So we're gonna do, like, maybe some sort of girls' trip.
Yeah.
Or something. Like, just me and her, right? And so we were talking about, she's like, what kind of vacation do you want to go on? And I'm like, there's two very different extremes I've got going on here, right? We either, like, go to the Maldives or Maldives or whatever, however you want to say it, because everybody says differently. And we just drink and we just get in the water, and that's it. That's all we do. It's like, because it's so beautiful, right? And then, or we go somewhere like, go to Germany and, like, tour, like, Auschwitz and do, like, the whole Holocaust tour type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, two very different extremes. But I don't know what it is about the Holocaust, Mads. I've just always been drawn to it. So kind of got on the topic of, like, maybe a past life type of situation. Anyways, we don't have to go down that rabbit hole. But I'm like,
it's so interesting that you bring that up, because, like, obviously I just turned 27. So, you know, I have 3 years to plan for my 30th birthday, and I am thinking it's going to be a big thing. Like, if we were making this joke, because the reason why I went to the mountains this last weekend was for a bachelorette trip, and everyone was like, Mad, you're going to get married in the next 5 years. Well, by the time I'm 30, that will be like 3 of those years will have been knocked down, like, from now to then, right? So I'm like, well, let's say that doesn't happen, all right? Regardless, I'm going to Europe. Like, 30, flirty, and thriving. Like, I'm going to Europe, and I'm going to do all the history. I wish I could do absolutely everything, but of course I can't. But Germany is so fascinating, and I don't know if you know this, but fun fact about me, this is a genuine fun fact. I am so German, like in the family bloodline, recently, like 1800 German on like quadruple, six, triple, however you say it, on both sides of my family. That is actually crazy. So there's like a lot of roots there.
I have German roots too.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of people do, but then like at the same time they don't.
My mom was telling me last night, because we were talking about like the trip last night. She was telling me, because I was like, past life situation or something. And she was like, well, Grandma Gail, like her maiden name was Janowitz. And then she said that like her great-great-grandpa, I think, was born in Germany and came over here as a toddler or something. So yeah.
Yeah, don't quote me on this, I'm not positive, but I do know it was around 1800. Had to have been post-Revolutionary War. This is just one story that I know of. My great-grandma, her family, it might have even been her great-grandparents are the ones that came over, which would line up to early 1800. But, yeah, they're just one. My dad's side is heavily German. It's so cool. I don't know. Like, history and, like, ancestry. I'm such a nerd when it comes to this stuff. History, ancestry, languages, like, origins, geography. All of that is just so fascinating to me. I don't know why. I think that's why that we end up talking about North Carolina and Wyoming a lot, because I just think it's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool how people can share things in common but be completely different at the same exact time.
Right.
Have completely different dialects. You and I have very different dialects. We speak differently. Like, I just think it's so cool. And
Isn't it crazy?
Some people may not think that it is, but it truly is.
Yeah.
Can you hear the TV?
Yeah.
It's because my mom and stepdad are old people and they can't hear.
That's okay. We've made it to 50 minutes, so...
I know. So needless to say...
We're close.
Needless to say, guys, the season's going to be great. It's going to be a big one.
And in a month and a half, we'll be at Penthouse.
We sure will. Y'all better come fucking see us, bitches.
Mm-hmm. We got some merch. It's supposed to be delivered this next week.
Yeah.
Some of it. I've made some of it.
Yeah.
Mads, have you made some of it?
I haven't yet. I'm so bad.
I was like, I can't remember if you did or not.
So I don't know if that's going to be a solidified thing yet or not, but we'll see. We'll see.
So I'm getting excited for Penhurst.
We're pumped.
So yeah, come see us, please.
Dude, we're so pumped. I very much so enjoyed Pennsylvania when we were there the last time. And Penhurst itself is such a fascinating location. So
But that's because we did all of the history stuff in Pennsylvania. So
we're still going to. Remember?
hopefully.
As long as I'm going to make it work. I have to.
Only because Saturday and Sunday we have to be at the convention.
Well, yeah, we have to be there all day. But as far as like, we're coming in Wednesday, right?
You are.
And you're coming in like
Thursday at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to be there Wednesday. I know my mom and I are... Here's the history part again. So Mom and I, because we have to go through DC regardless, we're going to Mount Vernon.
Nice.
So we're very, very excited about that. May or may not actually genuinely stop at Arlington this time. We'll see.
Jealous.
I know we were going to stop at Arlington the last time we were in DC, guys, but we saw as much as we possibly could in the time frame that we had.
Yeah, we did.
Like, we saw the important stuff, okay? We saw the most important stuff. Not that Arlington isn't important. It's just I didn't make it.
All over the place. Like,
dude, I'm surprised I'm not still skinny from that trip.
just, like, walked everywhere.
Everywhere.
Insane.
It's close. Like, everything's close together, but not at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
So that sucked when I put 2 and 2 together. And I realized how big of a fucking hell shit face dumb fucking I can't even speak. I realized how fucked we were.
It's all good.
I
know your poor little foot got his little boy still on it.
Yeah, it did. And then oh my god, toe jam.
Stop.
That's disgusting.
Do you remember throwback to season 1, like episode 3? God. Do you remember when we did? Do you remember when we did? We were like, what if we made candles and we did candle scents? And yours was like toe jam, and mine was like wet for Project Fear.
Dude, the smells of those candles, man. And Jamie was like, "We're gonna make them scented."
Good. Yeah, because mine was gonna be like coconut something.
Could you imagine if they actually had scents? Though that would be disgusting.
Oh,
I think I've cracked the code. We're just not as obnoxiously disgusting as we once were.
That's debatable.
Publicly, anyway, yeah.
Publicly,
I can't say that privately we're not absolutely revoltingly disgusting, that if any dude were to ever see us in private, they'd be like, yo.
People are like, babe, how are you still single? I'm like,
you just haven't seen me alone yet.
Hi. It's me. I'm the problem.
Literally am, but am not.
It's because I'm picky as fuck. Okay.
I also am, but that's not a bad thing. By any means. I think when some people hit their late 20s, they start going into a crisis. And then I went into a crisis for like half my 27th birthday. And then the other half I was like, it's fine. It's better than being 27 with 3 kids like my mom when she was 27.
Dude, I got a whole ass ring for making it to 25 and not having 2 kids. Because when my mom was 25, she had 2 kids under the age of 5. So
yeah, literally, it's
and
so
divorced.
crazy.
She was divorced.
Yeah, that's wild to me. Like, my mom was married. She owned a home. She had 3 kids. That's crazy.
Wild.
I can barely handle my one child, Duchess.
You know what's funny to me is, like, on that topic, like, people who are, like, my age with children, I'm like, how the fuck? Because I'm still a fucking child.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, same. And, like,
I am an adult, but I am kind of a child. Like, I still behave like one occasionally. Like,
yeah, and,
you know?
I think what made me kind of, like, it felt like hitting a wall and just being like, doing, was Sierra.
You saw me walk by.
Yeah.
That was a penis joke.
I did. Oh my god, don't look. Guys, don't look. My pants are bigger. No.
Do you remember like 4 minutes ago when we said we weren't utterly disgusting? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's crazy, huh? No, but
wow.
I think what made me do that was when Sierra literally had a whole ass baby and she's a whole ass mom. And
like how?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
and like,
congratulations, but also how?
Well, here's the crazy part. Like, I went over to Sierra's, her and her husband had a date night, and I went over there to watch the baby, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, yo, like, I was getting all hot and sweaty because she was kind of like crying and shit. She wasn't being bad by any means. Like, it wasn't bad.
Hard.
But, and dude, I only did the light work. I just literally, I entertained her changed her diaper, fed her, put her to sleep. She was out like a light. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like,
Lucky
yo,
dog.
how does this even like work? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a lot of work being responsible for another human.
It is.
Fend for itself.
It is. It is. And that's the crazy part
A
too.
lot.
Like, she was sitting there and like, I'm so embarrassed to say this actually, but like, Ember, she moves her head so much when she's drinking her bottle, and she got herself a little chokied. So she was like, and then she like coughed, and I was like, are you alive? And I started sweating like profusely because I was like, oh my God, like I'm responsible right now. And she just ended up being fine. But I was just like, are you like okay?
You're gonna make it, homie. Like,
She didn't even care. She was just like, do, like whatever.
didn't affect her at all.
And I'm
No
like,
phase.
yo,
Did
like,
not phase her.
yeah. But it was easy aside from that. But like, I don't know what it is, but I like, it's so stressful. And I was just like, whew, by the time I was done, I was like, it's hot in here.
Right?
Because it was just
Wild.
so scary.
I mean, I got the 2 fuzz butts that can't even fend for themselves, and they're hard enough as it is. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah. Nobody talks about like, if you have, now cats are the easiest to train, in my personal opinion. But if you have a puppy, they shit, piss, puke. They do all of it.
Eat the puke.
Eat the puke. They do all of it.
Or no, sorry, eat the shit, puke that up.
Yeah, they do
Like,
that. Yeah. Yeah, they actually do that. And like, people don't get it. And
Worst.
like, you have to take them for their shots every couple weeks at first if they don't come pre-vaccinated. So it's like, this is crazy right now. And then just like with humans, little baby humans, once they finally get into a routine, it gets easier. But it's never amazingly great.
Nah, y'all should smell the farts that Dee's
Oh,
putting out
God.
right now. Like,
Dude, that is one thing.
worst.
That is one thing I can confidently say about Duchess in comparison to my other gassy ass dogs. She is not gassy.
oh, it's because we gave Diesel broccoli. So,
Well, that'll do it.
well, Don doesn't fucking listen to me. Every time he's over there, I'm like,
No.
don't give him any broccoli.
Oh no, he
None.
listens. He does it on purpose.
That's what I told him. I was like, next time you give him broccoli or green beans, he's staying at your house, and I hope he puts his ass in your face when you're sleeping, and then lets her rip. I hope that happens.
Dude,
For you.
I did the same fucking shit, and I still do the same shit when Mom or anybody else feeds Duchess, and I'm like, I don't know if that's approved. I don't know if that's approved. Because A, I don't know how she'll react. B, I'm so terrified of her like getting sick from anything. Like yesterday she puked and I was like, what is happening? She drank too much water.
Oh. See?
But I was like,
See?
dude. But there was one time. Oh, this is getting gross. There was one time when Duchess was like 1.5. She puked and shit at the same time while we were gone.
Oh, gosh.
And it got everywhere. The smell was so horrendous.
Uh-huh.
We smelt it as soon as we came in the back door. And I was like, what is that smell? I thought maybe she had a couple little turds somewhere. Hell no! To this day, that was the worst she's ever done. And I still don't know what caused it.
Yeah, I'm not even going to share Diesel's worst because
That's the difference.
people will leave. They'll stop listening to us entirely forever.
That is the difference. See, that's what I'm saying, though, is that... Oh, yeah, you've told me about that, actually. Now that I think about it. But that's the difference between, like, humans, is that, like, it does get gross when they're kids and stuff. But, like, adult animals doing what Duchess did is crazy. Mm-hmm. That took me forever to clean.
Yeah, yeah. That's just like, I always tell people, I was like, personally, I feel like you should have a dog, like
100%,
a puppy, before you have children. Like, try that first.
100%. Don't just like raw dog it and go straight into parenting. Because well, actually,
well, that's how you become a parent, Madeline.
well, actually, don't take Something mentally
And
ain't
on
right.
this week's episode of Health Class.
Wait, that's where babies come from?
No.
Dude.
Storks, actually.
I know my outro. I know the outro now.
Alright, cool. Are we ready for it?
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna let you do your little.
Okay, so, if you enjoyed this podcast, please. No, just. I turned the mic around so I feel it. Sorry, I'll stop now.
Are you mentally okay?
No, I'm really not.
Me neither.
Okay, anyways, if you like this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms at Fear Babes.
Yay!
How's that?
It's perfect.
Was it good?
On that note,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Hello?
Oh yeah. Wait. I think I'm losing you. Okay. Yeah. Bye,
Hello?
babes. Bye, babes. Bye, babes.
Bye, babes.
Berg. Why did you not tell me that that's where babies come from?
I am so sorry. I thought you knew.
I didn't know.
What have we been doing this whole fucking
Is that why? That one time that we